So just coming to stillness to begin our practice this morning. So maybe closing the eyes when you're ready and making any little adjustments that you might feel are necessary. And just noticing if there are any random children in your area. And allowing the eyes to close. Letting shoulders start to drop down away from the ears. Of course, we can't ask the rest of the world or our children to be quiet all the time. So starting to take our attention inwards. And when we first take a seat, we might still feel that bubbling of the stuff, the top layer. You know, the busyness and the thinking and the doing and all the lists and all the stuff that kind of occupies our day. And as we've sort of carved out this hour, just starting to drop down through the layers. And maybe, just maybe, getting a little glimpse, a little connection to those deeper layers of the possibility of stillness, of quietness. And it might just be a tiny glimpse this morning. But it may be that actually, you know, through the practice, through the movement, through the breathing, through just making time, making space, we can start to connect with that inner stillness, the depths. So as we continue to sit for a moment or two, just noticing what's the kind of most apparent thing, what's really sort of leaping out at you first of all. And it might be that busy mind, or it might be an achy shoulder, or that, you know, cross-legged is a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, or whatever it is. Can we add ease? Can we make it a little bit, can we be a bit kinder by supporting the body, by being compassionate? Yes, we are busy. All the things that we do, that we, you know, give out to others. Just taking a moment to, you know, gather some energy back. And very quickly you might find that that busy mind gets involved again. Of course, no problem, all fine, completely natural. Just seeing if we can start to, you know, practice that coming back, the noticing when we get caught up, and knowing that there is a path back. So to do that, maybe starting to explore the breath a little bit more. And start to deepen the breath, maybe breathing in through the nose. And slowly out through the mouth. So just a tiny space between the lips. Spreading the breath out slowly. And just allowing the inhale to come along as it will. Make it as deep as you can, but without kind of struggling. And then allowing the exhale to thread out and away. As the next inhale arises, just checking in that we're not tensing up around the hips. allowing that sensation of the back body filling, and the shoulders and the top of the chest, and maybe even the lower belly as well, the whole body expanding in every direction. And lengthening the exhale slowly, gently, and allowing the shoulders to soften as we do that. Feel the body gently coming back towards the center. And as we continue, just maybe starting to tune into the top of the breath. So let the inhale fill the body, expand out. And at the top of the breath, maybe just for a tiny moment, just hold that breath. Feel the fullness of the body. And then the turn. As inhale becomes exhale. And at the end of the exhale, again, just pausing for a moment, maybe just, emphasizing that pause at the end of the exhale. Just a touch. Feel the stillness. And then the sensation of that inhale beginning again. So distractions will arrive. Babies will come back into the room. Whatever it might be for you. And we can always return back to the breath. So notice again if anything crops up around, as we're following the breath, we might find that there's a physical, actually this is starting to feel a little bit tight or achy in the hips or whatever it might be. It might be that actually, it's a lot more ease as we've sat here a little bit longer. Or maybe there's thoughts or emotions or things that, might be unexpected. Seeing if we can sit with that too. And just keep coming back to the breath. Not pushing anything away. Not clinging on to anything. Come back to the breath. So seeing if we can watch the whole of the next breath all the way in. Feel that fullness, the top of the breath. Return into exhale. Sensations of breathing out. And the pause, the stillness at the end of that exhale. And then allowing the cycle to naturally just begin again. So perhaps staying cross-legged, if you're kind of in the middle of your mat or just adjusting so that you're fairly central to the mat and sitting so that you're kind of looking down the mat lengthways. And keep the legs crossed if that feels okay, and slowly helping yourself to roll down. So with the legs crossed, just tuning into sensations as we kind of change the shape a little bit. And if this feels very strong, feel free to kind of, loosen out the cross of the legs a little bit. We don't need to be cross-legged tightly or anything. And maybe arms down by the sides, or maybe you might like to play with bringing the arms up overhead. And feel the curves of the spine. And maybe those stronger stretching, opening sensations down the front of the hips and the thighs. Seeing if you can kind of soften the muscles as much as you can. Let gravity do the work. And again, not trying as much as we can not to cling to anything. And if things are feeling really strong, we always have the option to, come back to bring the feet to the floor and the knees lifted, or somewhere that has more ease for you, listening to the wisdom of the body. So if you're still cross-legged as you were, then we'll just change the cross of the legs. So whichever one was in front, take it behind and continue as you were. And again, if the arms are kind of linked overhead, maybe if you've got one kind of on top of the other, then just change the cross of the arms as well. And then again, just handing the body over to gravity. Another shape, another position, another, more things to observe, more sensations to observe. And just touching into that with gentle attention. And knowing that we can always come back to the breath. So pausing here for another moment or two, maybe a full round of breath, again seeing if we can stay with a whole breath all the way in. Find the top of the breath, feel the turn into exhale, softening with the breath out, and the pause at the end. And then when you're ready, we'll just gently start to bring the arms back down by the sides if they're overhead. And just very slowly, gently uncrossing the legs and bringing the feet to the floor, bending the knees. Adjusting as you need to, maybe just lifting the hips a little bit to lay the spine down. Lengthen through the tailbone a little bit. Maybe just take a little pause for a moment. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees in towards the chest. So keep the head down on the ground, and we'll just introduce a little bit more movement here. So rocking the knees side to side, little circles, just massaging the back into the ground a touch. And then when you're ready, keeping the knees fairly close into the body, take both knees over to one side. And open the arms out into kind of a T shape maybe, checking that shoulders are happy. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the knees back to center. Use the inhale to draw back to center and exhale the knees over to the other side. So if you need to adjust in your space a little bit, then of course we can do that. Just take the knees over in the opposite direction, checking that shoulders are happy. Let gravity do the work as we find kind of the place where we can soften, we can relax a little moment. And then use the next inhale to bring the knees back to center. So we're kind of starting to connect to those deeper, a little bit more work and from the center of the body. And then exhale the knees over to the other side again. And pause for a couple of breaths. Make them count. See them all the way in and all the way out. And then with the next inhale, bring the knees back to center and over to the other side. So this side, pausing for a breath or two. And then bring the knees back to center. And then this time we'll take the arms around the knees, bring the nose to the knees, hold them tight. Dropping the shoulders down, checking we're not crunching shoulders up towards the ears. And then taking the head back down, if it's lifted, and taking the feet back down to the floor. So lifting the, let's take right leg up first. So lifting the right leg up towards the sky, and maybe giving the ankle a little twirl around if you'd like to, a point and a flex through the foot. And then when you're ready, crossing that right ankle over the top of the left knee. So creating like, almost like a number 4 shape with the legs. So right knee, just let it drop out to the side there. And then if you want to, this might be more than enough, but if you want to go a little bit deeper, then bringing the left thigh in towards you. So just hooking the hands around the back of the left thigh. Check that we haven't crunched up the back of the neck. So just lengthening through the crown of the head again and gently drawing the left thigh in towards you a little bit. And again, just observe those new sensations as we find a new shape. And then softening around those stronger sensations, if you can, as much as you can. See if we can still access that deeper breath, lengthening the exhale if you can, just a touch. See if the belly is still soft. Relax around the eyes and the jaw. And notice as we stay here for another breath or two, if the sensations around, particularly around the right hip, for me right now, is that evolving? As we stay with it and continue to observe, continue to soften, is there a little bit more ease to be found? Or actually has it intensified, in which case we can adjust and follow that wisdom of the body. So at the end of the next breath, gently releasing the left leg and letting the foot find the floor. Slowly uncrossing that right leg, lifting the foot up towards the ceiling again, up towards the sky. Give it a little point and a flex if you'd like to. And then we'll hug the right knee in towards the right armpit. So hold in a little bit tighter. Drop the shoulders back towards the ground. If you want to keep the left foot to the floor, no problem, of course, or extending that left leg away, just to feel that opening through the left side of the body, front of the left side of the body. So just hugging that right knee in towards the armpit. Deeper breath, full exhale. If you want to here, there's a little bit of a stronger twist here. So taking the right knee with the left hand, crossing the knee over the top of the body, opening the right arm out, again into that kind of like half a T shape, I guess, whatever that means. And then looking towards the right hand as well, if you want to. So just encouraging the knee towards the ground, but without pushing, without forcing, encouraging the right shoulder towards the floor as well, but again, without meeting any sharpness or anything that doesn't feel useful. And then when you're ready, letting the knee come back to where it was, plug it in a little closer again, and then let the right foot find the floor, and we'll bring the left knee in towards the body. And then when you're ready, extending the left foot up towards the ceiling. Give the foot a little twiddle around if you want to, a little point and a flex. And then when you're ready, hooking the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Let the left knee just kind of fall out to the side. Here might be enough. Stay here if you'd like to. Or if you want to make it a little stronger, then bringing the right thigh in. Encourage the shoulders back and down the mat, down the spine, and encourage the back of the neck to lengthen. So reaching the crown of the head towards the back of the mat, just tucking the chin a little touch, just to lengthen the back of the neck. Or of course you can always put your head on a block if that feels uncomfortable, if this feels uncomfortable. And if, you know, using a block or a cushion underneath your head just eases the neck, then of course do that. So again, just tuning into sensation. And imagine that we can send the breath to areas of tightness, whether that's in the body. So of course we might be feeling more intensity around left hip right now, but maybe in the mind too. Maybe we can take that off the mat as well. you know, points in the day or just in life in general, when actually our heads, our thoughts need more space and we're getting caught up. Imagine that we can breathe space into the body, into the mind, into the heart. And with that lengthened exhale, can we just touch into the possibility of more ease? That kindness of ease. So another full breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly starting to release. So we'll just let the right leg release and the foot touch down to the floor. Unhook the left foot, maybe lift that up towards the ceiling again, give it a little point and flex maybe, and then bringing the knee in towards the left armpit, so to the side of the body rather than across. And if you want to, maybe extending that right leg long. Deeper breath, soften the shoulders, gentle smile. And then if you want to include the twist here, then taking the left leg with the right hand and just crossing over the body. And extending the left arm out if that feels okay. Keep it about shoulder level, maybe slightly higher. And looking towards the left hand as well if you want to include the neck here. And again, just seeing if we can invite that ease, invite a softness, let gravity do some of the work here. So the shoulder eases towards the ground, the knee eases towards the ground, but without any real force. And then bringing everything back to the center when you're ready, hugging the left knee back into the side for a moment. And then when you're ready, releasing that, we'll reach the legs long, reach the arms back to the top edges of the mat or the top corners of the mat, and the legs through the bottom corners of the mat. Reach as much as you can, as much as your space allows. Stretch and wriggle. And then slowly we'll start to gather knees in towards the center and the arms around the knees, and maybe the nose to knees as well if you want to. Check that we're not bringing the shoulders too tightly up. And then let the head find the floor. And when you're ready, coming to sitting, however is comfortable for you. So if you want to swing the legs a little bit, we can start to create a little bit more momentum and a little bit of heat. But likewise, if that feels not the right thing for you today, then just taking the knees over to one side and coming through to sitting when you're ready. So however you've chosen to do that, lovely stuff, good job. And then when you're ready, we're going to scoot straight over and towards, let's come to child pose. So take the knees as wide as the mat, maybe. Kiss the big toes together. Draw the sit bones back towards the heels and the forehead to the ground. So just for a moment, let the head be held from this direction, in this way. So let that kind of weight press into the forehead for a moment. Again, if that feels a little bit far away, then use the hands, use something underneath your head, a cushion or something, just to lift the ground up, but have that support. And as we explore the breath from here, feel the belly fill. Feel the back body opening and softening. And then when you're ready with the next breath, inhale, lift the nose a little bit, and we're just going to roll that imaginary ball forward. So start to draw the body forward as well, stay low to the ground, starting to snake through a little bit, lifting the chest a little bit here, starting to explore a little back bend. So you might take a moment just to rock side to side over the hips, or not, of course, and then scooping the belly up and all the way back and towards a child pose again. So we'll start to create a more circular movement here. So when you're ready, inhale, look forward slightly as we lift the nose and open the heart forwards. Extending through the arms or keeping the elbows soft, either way, no problem. Stay with that creation of ease, you know, and gentleness and kindness and all the things that come with it. There's no cheating in this practice. And by that I mean you can't, I can't do it, no, I can't, so I mean it. You can't cheat. There is no cheating. It's okay. It's all good, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't cheat. So when you're ready, lift the nose, roll forward, open up. Whatever feels right for you is the right thing. And then drawing all the way back. Inhale, stay low to the ground and roll forward. Open up to whatever degree feels right for you. Lean into it, pause, have a little rock around, or just continue with the movement. Keep it flowing and draw back. Maybe pause here as well. Let the weight of the head be held by the ground, or just follow the next breath. So dealer's choice, yogi's choice, opening up. And make it your practice, follow that wisdom of the body. Pausing where you need to pause, flowing where you need to flow. So a few more rounds, so make it count, enjoy it, find the bits that feel right for you and really lean into it. And just notice, how as we continue to move the body, waking up, how good it feels to, there's a knock-on effect. We are not, no parts of the body are in isolation. Moving the body helps to open the mind and vice versa. So when you're ready, coming back towards child pose, maybe pause for a moment, or then gently coming forward, this time just to all fours, bring the knees a little bit closer underneath the hips, and then move the hands to one side of the mat. I'm going to move my hands to the right side of the mat here and bring my left foot forward. So into a little lunge here, draw the shoulders back, take the hands either side of that front foot, and just position the back knee on the floor, put a cushion under there if you need to, have the left ankle underneath the left knee, and then when you're ready, gently drawing the hips back, lifting the left toes up, draw the shoulders back again, heart forwards, hips back. So there's this equal and opposite kind of energy in the body. Maybe sort of dipping, bowing the head towards the knee, just to feel that stronger sensation here, but keep this knee soft, this left knee soft, and then gently bring the hands forward again. This time starting to hover the fingertips up off the ground, roll the shoulders back, and if you feel ready to, lifting the fingertips up towards the sky, inhale, and with the exhale, just inviting the hips towards the ground a little touch more, raining the fingertips down when you're ready. And then we'll take both hands back to the right side, to the inside of the left foot, and scoop that left knee back, draw back towards child pose. Keep the arms quite active now. So really starting to reach through the body, create a little bit more energy, activation. Maybe lifting the fingertips, lifting the hands up onto fingertips. So we've got like little teepee hands here, lifting the elbows, lifting the armpits, lengthening through the rib cage and the side body. And then taking the palms back down to the floor if they've lifted, lifting the head, drawing back towards all fours. Take the hands to the left side of the mat, and when you're ready, we'll scoop, right foot forwards. Have a little shuffle around as you need to. Right ankle underneath the right knee. Left knee behind the hip, doesn't matter how much. And then hands either side of that front foot. Roll the shoulders back, open the heart forwards a little bit. And then when you're ready, we'll start to draw the hips back, lifting the right toes up towards the ceiling. Draw the hips back equally, keeping this right knee soft. Feel that extension through the back of the right leg. Breathe into it again, whole body breathing. Notice the stronger sensation. Embrace it. How does it feel? Can we let go of the I like, I dislike, and just observe for what it is? And then come back. And again, opening the heart forwards a little bit. Starting to hover the fingertips up off the ground. Press the ground away through that front foot. Opening the heart, lifting the fingertips up to the sky when you're ready. Inhale. Exhale. Invite the hips forward and down a touch more. And then when you're ready, let the fingertips find the ground again. Take the hands to the inside of the right foot, and then when you're ready, scooping that right foot back and back towards child pose. Letting the forehead come down towards the ground, keep the arms reaching forward if you can. Take a deeper breath. Shoulders drawing away from the spine. Inhale, this time coming to all fours, and we're going to come through to our downward facing dog. So set ourselves up for greatness, spread the fingers nice and wide, tuck the toes under, inhale, draw the hips back. Exhale, when you're ready, pressing into fingertips. Thumb, index finger, little finger, really activated. Hug the belly in and up. Keep that flowing movement as we walk out the backs of the legs, lifting the hips. Give the head a little shake and a nod maybe. You can turn to look under one arm, one armpit, and bend that same leg to that side, does that make sense? And then same thing to the other way. So bending my right knee, looking under my right armpit, and same again to the other side. Again. And coming back to center, keeping the knees soft, maybe starting to explore, extending through the legs, whatever feels right for you this morning. Hug the belly in and up, lift the tailbone up towards the sky, press the ground away, looking back between the big toes, relaxing the neck. Take a deep breath, come back to the breath. Inhale, look forward between the hands, walk, step, hop it forwards, nice and steady. And just allow a nice soft forward fold. Knees are soft, feet hip distance apart. Just allow the upper body to release down. Maybe the belly, the rib cage resting over the thighs. Checking with that softness around the neck. Let the shoulders release down. Maybe take hold of elbows here if that helps, just to feel that softening around the upper body. And then when you're ready, very slowly we'll start to roll up through the spine. So we've been down near the floor for a while, so moving steadily as we start to lift up. Shoulders, neck, head, last of all, roll the shoulders back. Good. And give the hands a little shake out. Just going to adjust the camera here, as we usually have to at some point. So coming towards Tadasana, just standing up tall, feet hip distance apart, have the heels behind the second toe, so everything's facing forward. Lift all the toes up off the ground, and then fan them out as we stick each toe down, one at a time to the ground. Maybe taking the weight forward into the toes to lift the heels up onto tiptoes. Feel that wobble, wobble, and then gently heels back down to the ground. Bring the hands through to heart center. Take a deep breath, feel the chest lift towards the thumbs, shoulders drawing back and down the spine. Closing the eyes maybe. Noticing the heartbeat, vibrations of the body. And then when you're ready, we'll gently release the hands down. Take the arms nice and wide if you have space here. And then lifting the fingertips up towards the sky. And looking towards your thumbs perhaps. Here might be more than enough, but if you want to start exploring, maybe just easing back here. Keep a little bit of activation in the lower back as we ease back. Little gentle back bend here. And then sweeping gently forwards. So keep the arms extended. Keep the knees slightly soft. And hug the belly in as we draw forward into a nice soft forward fold. As we come towards the ground, we can soften everything out. Soften the shoulders, the head is shaken and nod. Lovely. And then rolling up through the spine again. So really feel that what am I trying to say? Opening up slowly. Lovely. Shoulders roll back. Lovely stuff. Standing tall, feel the length through the back of the neck, the crown of the head rising upwards. Again, fan the toes out, press the heels down, and bring the hands back through to the heart. Lift the chest slightly towards the thumbs. Drop the shoulders down, the elbows soft. And then when you're ready, nice soft knees, sweep the arms down by the sides and wide, lift up. Keep the hands about shoulder width apart. Keep reaching through the fingertips so arms and hands are quite activated. And then keeping a little check with the lower belly here and the lower back. As we ease back, if you want to, lifting, opening the heart up towards the sky. And then keep the arms extended again, hug the belly in as we extend forwards and down. Forward fold, soften towards the ground. Let the head release down. From here, give the shoulder a little shimmy around. We're going to take our little sunshine stretch, which I always struggle to say. So taking things over towards the right here, I'm going to lead with my left hand, knees are nice and soft. As we open up, out to the side, come up to the top, look to the sky, lift the heart, come down the other side. Keep that little check through the core as we come down and to the ground. Same thing to the other side. So switching around, right arm leads as we lift up, out to the sky, lift the heart, lean back a little bit at the top if you want to include the back bend, and coming all the way down. We'll take that again, each side. So left arm leads. Open up to the sky, really roll it open and down. Excuse me. And then same again. This time out. Right arm leads, lift up to the sky, all the way back and down. And release. Give the head a little shimmy and a shake to the ground. And then nice soft knees. We can roll up through the spine. Stacking vertebrae, roll shoulders, neck, head last of all. And roll, excuse me, rolling the shoulders all the way back. As we come through to Tadasana, again, just feel the lift through the crown of the head, hands through to heart center, lift the chest towards the thumbs. And when you're ready, this time we'll take the prayer up towards the sky. Look to the thumbs if you want to include that upward look, upward gaze. And then this time sweep the arms wide as we fold with a lengthened spine again, down to the ground, forward fold. Lifting to halfway, this time upward Uttanasana. So lifting, taking the fingertips against the shins or the thighs, extending the crown of the head forwards, hook the belly in, shoulders back, elbows in, and then releasing down. Hands to the floor. Crawl the hands forward if you need to, feet back into downward facing dog. So finding that shape. Walk it out again. Pay attention to thumb, index finger, little fingers pressing down. Lift the tailbone up and back, hug the belly in, look back between the big toes. And then inhale, look forward between the hands, walking the feet towards the hands, so we're coming towards the top of the mat. Lift to our halfway point again, upward Uttanasana, make it count, creating space and length, and then softening. Forward fold, hands to the floor, and taking the right leg back into our lunge. This time we're going to come into our high lunge, so starting to bend the left knee forward, knee above the ankle, really extend that right heel away, find the ground, start to see if we can hover those fingertips up off the ground as we press through the feet, through the legs, powering up, lifting up tall, roll the shoulders back, start to think about lifting fingertips up towards the sky, bend into that front knee a little more, send the right heel away, and then taking the fingertips back down to the ground. Take the left foot back to meet the right, into plank now. Extend through the arms, hug the belly in towards the spine. Knees, chin and chest, chaturanga if you fancy. Lowering to the ground with care and attention. Shoulders back, elbows in as we lift the heart. Shine the heart forwards and gently returning back down to the ground. Hands a little scooch back. I'm going to tuck the toes under. See if you can find plank again from here. So either with knees down or knees lifted, of course. Here we are, good stuff. And then when you're ready, lifting the tailbone all the way up and back and into downward facing dog. Hello, old friend. Press the ground away, lift the tailbone, really lengthen through the side body. Have a little shimmy out if you need to. Inhale, look forward between the hands, walk, step, hop the feet forward and into forward fold. Inhale, lift to halfway and exhale to bow. Hands to the floor, left foot steps back this time, high lunge coming up. So set ourselves up for greatness. Strong foundations, bend into that right knee, knee above the ankle, slowly starting to hover. Let the fingertips float up off the ground. Think about really extending the back heel away, this opening up through the front of the left hip. As we lift the fingertips up towards the sky, maybe we feel that lengthening accentuated. Reach up as high as you can, ease the hips towards the ground, and then let the fingertips trickle down towards the ground. Right foot meets the left, back into plank, drop the knees, no problem to do that, of course. Elbows staying in as we lower to the ground. And through into cobra when you're ready. Lifting the heart, shoulders stay back and down. And then maybe transferring from here, we can come back to plank and into downward facing dog. lift the tailbone, press the ground away. So as at the beginning of our practice this morning, we really sort of slowed things down to pay attention to sensations. Now as things are a little bit, the pace is picked up a little bit, we might not be able to pay attention to sensations in the same way, but we can still, you know, through this practice, we can continue to tune back in. So we keep coming back to sensation after sensation and the evolution of those sensations as we move through different shapes. And we find these pauses. Inhale, look forward between the hands, walk, step, hop it forwards when you're ready. Back into forward fold. Give everything a little shimmy to the ground. And then let's lift up here through that side stretch. So sweeping the left arm up, sunshine stretch coming up. As it's such a beautiful day. Lifting up to the sky, all the way down the other side. Relax the back of the neck as we come to the ground. Same thing, but to the opposite direction. Right arm leads, all the way up and all the way down. And then when you're ready, lifting up through the center, curling up through the spine, rolling up slowly, shoulders, neck, head, last of all. Rolling shoulders all the way back, give the hands a little shake out, spread the toes, heels down, lifting up through the left arm, send the right arm down towards the ground. So keep the belly strong here, coming into a side stretch like this. So just moving over towards the right here. Keep everything in line so we're not kind of dipping forwards with the shoulder. And then coming back to center and releasing the left arm down, right arm lifts up. Inhale, exhale, pressing the right hip out towards the left. Keep the belly strong, maybe lifting the head a little bit, turning towards the sky, and then coming back to center and release the arm down. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, roll them all the way down. And again, looping the shoulders up to the ears and all the way down. And again, loop them up and all the way back and down. Bring the fingertips together, the palms together, and Jali Mudra. Lift the heart towards the thumbs. Drop the shoulders down, the elbows soft. When you're ready, sweep the prayer up towards the sky. Look to the thumbs if you want to include that back bend there. And then taking the arms wide, folding from the hips down. Forward fold. Nice soft knees. Inhale to lift to halfway, upward Uttanasana. And exhale. Back to our full forward fold. I'm going to step my left foot back here, back into that high lunge where we were a moment ago. So we'll just make it count for a moment as we lift up. We're using it as a little transition here. Sweep the arms up to the sky and then open the feet out to the side. So I'm facing the side of the mat here. Heels slightly wider than the toes, so slightly pigeon-toed, and take the hands onto the hips. Roll the shoulders back again, squeezing the elbows back a little bit as we lift the heart up. Exhale, and folding from the hips down, wide leg forward fold. So maybe come to about halfway. Think about lengthening through the crown of the head again. Inhale, really lifting up through the legs here, and exhale, maybe letting hands find the ground. Crown of the head towards the floor. Relax through the back of the neck. Lift up through the backs of the legs. Press the ground away through the feet. Really think about the pads of the feet in contact with the ground. And then slowly bending through the knees and lifting up with care and attention. Back to a wide leg standing pose. Roll the shoulders back. And then I'm going to just scoop the heels in a little touch. I'm going to turn my left toes out to the back of the mat. Doesn't really matter which way you go on this. And the other foot is going to stay more or less as it is. So toes slightly pigeon-toed on that side. So when you're ready, inhale, we're going to come into Trikonasana here. So lift the arms up and out, shoulder height. Inhale, think about lifting up through the center line, hug the belly in, and exhale, extending forward. So as if I'm drawing your left arm forward if you're joining me on this side. Draw this right hip back. So rather than letting the hips drop forward, think about really keeping on this plane. So we're reaching forward with the left arm, keeping this length in the side body, and then maintaining that length and space as we bring the left hand down just to the inside of the left leg. I'm not putting any pressure on this leg at all. And then taking the right hand onto the heart, just peel the heart open. So really turn the heart out to the side and think about stacking the shoulders. So stacking those joints and lifting up through the right arm, drawing down with the left arm, legs drawn into the center, really strong. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keep the belly strong. There's a real activation here. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift up through the top arm. Imagine you've been drawn up through the top arm and back to center. We can take a little warrior here just to relieve that front knee for a moment. Back palm down to the back thigh, front palm open, scoop it forwards, creating length in the side body again as we come into our reverse warrior. Draw that left knee forwards. Lift up through the top arm. And then coming back to our Virabhadrasana warrior pose, hands to the hips, lengthen through the front leg, turning round to the other side when you're ready. So just take a little moment in this wide leg stance, toes slightly in, heels slightly out, and then taking the right foot out to point towards the top of the mat or whichever side you're on. Lift the heart again, extend through the arms, think about this upward lift through the upper body, so there's a little kind of activation up through that center line from the pelvic floor up to the crown of the head. Keep that in check as we extend forward, that imaginary force, drawing the arms forward, keeping that length in the side body. Think of this sensation through this front leg. Keep the knee happy, of course, we don't want any sharpness there, so you can keep a little teeny micro bend in that front knee if you need to. Extending forward through the right arm, drop the right arm down to just to the inside of the right leg, no pressure on that leg at all. Take the left hand to the heart, peel the heart open, so we're drawing this left hip back, left shoulder back, heart nice and open out to the front here, and then lifting through that top arm, stack the shoulders. Maybe look towards the sky if you want to, or keep the head steady forwards. Find that gentle smile, strong pose. Feel those little reverberations through the body, maybe there's little muscles working, stretching, opening, sensations to observe, layers of stuff going on. Can we stay with it? Can we still find the breath? Good. Inhale, lift up through that top arm, drawn up by that invisible force. Back to center, bend into the front knee, now the right knee, into our warrior. Lift the chin as we look forward, proud warrior. Lift up through the center line, keeping that check on the belly. Back palm down, front palm open, scoop it forwards, create that length through both sides of the body and maintain it as we lift up. Keep drawing that right knee forwards, knee above the ankle, no further than that. Keep lifting up through this back leg, really strong, a strong anchor. Lifting the heart up to the sky. Look up towards that, the fingertips at the top there if you want to. And then coming back to center, warrior 2. Virabhadrasana. Drop the shoulders down, make it count, smiling forwards, and then let's windmill the hands. Oh no, let's not actually, sorry, come back. Woo. And then coming back to our wide leg stand. Bring the hands back onto the hips. So just as we did before, toes slightly in, heels slightly out. Come back to our wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, extend forwards. Draw the hips back and reach the crown of the head forwards. And when you're ready, maybe taking the fingertips down towards the floor. Bring the ground up towards you. If you need to, use a cushion, use a pillow, use a few blocks or books or whatever. Create that ease as we bring the left hand underneath your nose, just ahead of the toes as well. So we've got like this tripod, hand and feet. And then right hand to the heart. Press the ground away through that left hand. Hand to the heart again as we peel the heart open to the side. And again, stacking shoulders as best we can as we open this out. Keep the belly strong here. There's a twist, strong twist in the upper body. Keep the legs lifting up. And then bring that top arm down, swap it over. So press the ground away. Really lengthen through this lower arm. Use the other hand, left hand here, to open the heart out to the side. And then extending up towards the sky, stacking shoulders as best we can. Lift the belly slightly in, lift the thighs, create that length and a lovely twist. And bringing that back down. Lovely stuff. Just allow a little softness here. Keep the shoulders a shimmy, head a shake and a nod. And then bending into the knees, allow that gentle lift rolling up through the spine. Shoulders, neck and head last of all. Give the shoulders A good shake about. Heel toe the feet slightly closer. If you want to turn lengthways onto your mat, then have your feet at least as wide as your mat probably. Heels slightly in, toes slightly out this time. And then if it feels okay, then just starting to bend into the knees. I'm going to start to drop the tailbone down. So this might be a little, you might need to just kind of check out the distance between the feet a little bit. You might get the heels down, you might not. Either way, no problem. So we can maybe just switch the weight side to side for a moment. And then finding our little malasana. So if you're on your toes here and the heels are lifted, you might want to keep the fingertips down to the floor, but we can still think about drawing the shoulders down and lifting the heart. If the heels are coming down to the floor, then bring the elbows to the inside of the thighs, the knees, and bring the prayer together. So we really feel that pressure between the palms, that pushing together. And then again, same thing as we lift the heart, drop the shoulders down. Stay with the sensation. Come back to the breath. And then gently releasing. So fingertips are down on the floor. We can maybe take them down there. Maybe switch the fingers to behind until we can come to sit down on your bum. Bring the feet in front. Draw the shoulders back again. Hands just behind the knees or the thighs here as we come into Navasana. Our little boat pose here. So keep the heart lifting, opening as we lift the feet and maybe the lower legs. And maybe releasing the arms away if you want to. Reach the fingertips forward, palms upwards. Stay with that gentle smile. Still can find a breath. Lovely. You might want to extend a leg or two or not. Either way, keep the heart lifted. Feel that shake, good to be alive, and then bring it all back in. Let the feet find the ground, if they haven't already. Bring the soles of the feet together, come into Baddha Konasana here. So jump up on a block here, if it helps just to ease the shape of the back. So you want to be able to rock forwards here. So if you find that you're kind of rocking onto the back of the pelvis, just jump up on a cushion, create that ease, no problem. Inhale, lift up through the spine, drop the shoulders back and down. And then if you want to, with the exhale, just encouraging gently that movement forward. So maybe taking hold of the feet or the ankles, or maybe just resting the hands towards the ground. So there's lots, again, there's so many layers that we can add here. And follow the wisdom of the body. What feels right for you? Do you want to add that little bit of encouragement? Or do we just need to sit with it? Let go of the forcing. Not forcing, but let go of the effort. What feels right for you this morning? And it doesn't matter if head meets the feet now or ever. Just tune back into the sensation. How interesting it is to be in this body with all these layers of sensation and experience in every given moment. Just see if you can touch into that wonder. And then slowly, when you're ready, we'll start to lift up. So without any rush, slowly coming back to center if we've lowered down. Inviting the knees back towards the center for a moment. Maybe just rest back in the hands, just to maybe rock the knees side to side. Just rocking over the hips, over your bums, the bones. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to center, and then I'm just going to switch my legs around to one side. So my left foot here is just resting against my right thigh, and the right foot is kind of behind. Again, if you want to jump up on a block here, this can really help to create stability, and also so we can feel into what we're actually trying to kind of achieve here. So we're going to turn away from your feet, away from the feet, come away from the feet. So bringing I'm taking my right hand over to my left knee, left fingertips behind. Inhale, lift up through the spine. Inhale. Exhale, just encourage that twist out to the side, keeping the shoulders nice, the collarbones and the shoulders nice and broad and open. And if you want to hear, maybe looking back round to the front, looking down over that front shoulder. And if you keep drawing the shoulder down behind and tucking the chin under a touch, we feel this lovely stretch through the side of the neck, maybe all the way down through the shoulder. And then gently release. And we'll switch over to the other side. So if you've got anything underneath your hips you need to adjust, we can do. So switch it round. Again, foot just resting against the kind of the top side of the thigh. Inhale, lift up. Crossing the arms over. Jump up on a cushion or something if you need to here. Find that ease. Inhale, rise through the spine. Exhale, fingertips behind. Encouraging that gentle twist, using the arms, but without forcing. Drop the shoulders down. Tuck the belly slightly in and up. Maybe include the neck to look forward. Tuck the chin. Keep drawing that back shoulder, the right shoulder back and down. What sensation is really apparent to you? Breathe into it. And what other sensations around that are starting to reveal themselves to you? Breathe into those two. And what's happening in the feet? And what's happening around your eyes, the jaw, sensation within the mouth. How does the breath feel? Sensation drawing in through the nose and out. Gently releasing the shape. Giving a little shake out if you need to. Move any block or cushion that you might have underneath your bum. Scoop everything forward. Give the legs a big shake out. And then bring the feet to the floor. Let's gently roll back down. So maybe lifting the arms just for that little release down. And then soften. Let shoulders find the ground. Closing the eyes. The eyes start to sink back into the socket. If you haven't already, maybe extending the legs long or putting a cushion underneath your legs if you need to. Find the ease. How can we better support this body? How can we better support ourselves? The more ease we can find, the better we can flow. Offering the body a pause, time to rest. A reset. As ever, feel free to stay as you are for as long as you wish. Or if you feel ready to start to give the fingers and toes a little stretch and wriggle. Return back to sensations, the subtle sensations of the living body. The soft boundaries of the body, gently stretching and opening and releasing and softening with every breath. The sensations of each heartbeat, quietly vibrating, reverberating round the whole body. Thousand chasms of sensation and experience in every moment. Gently making your way through to sitting when you're ready. And bringing the hands through to the heart center. Honoring this body just as it is, in all its glorious imperfections. Thanking yourself for your practice this morning, for making the space and the time. May we be happy, may we be healthy, may we all be peaceful and free. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste.